Join me as I take on the challenge of exploring the world on a tight budget. Let's see how far I can go without breaking the bank. There's something so thrilling about exploring new places, immersing ourselves in different cultures, and making unforgettable memories. And you know what's even more exciting? Doing all of that on a budget. Who says you need to break the bank to have an amazing time traveling? I truly believe that traveling is for everyone, regardless of their financial situation. It's all about being resourceful, flexible, and open to new experiences. And trust me, the sense of accomplishment you'll get from exploring the world on a shoestring budget is unbeatable. So, if you're ready to start planning your next adventure without draining your bank account, then you're in the right place. I think we've all been there, scrolling through social media, seeing our friends' exotic vacation photos, and thinking, wow, I wish I could afford to travel like that. But the truth is, most people can't afford to drop thousands of dollars on a single trip. And that's exactly what stops many of us from pursuing our travel dreams. We often hear people saying, "I'd love to travel, but it's just so expensive." And yes, it's true that traveling can be costly, but it doesn't have to be. There are so many ways to make travel more affordable, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. I've met so many people who are under the impression that traveling means staying in 5-star hotels, eating at fancy restaurants, and taking luxurious tours, but that's just not the case. You can have an amazing time traveling on a budget, and I'm here to show you how. Many of us are held back by our fear of not being able to afford the luxurious vacations we see on Instagram. But what if I told you that you can have an incredible time exploring the world without breaking the bank? It's all about being willing to try new things, take calculated risks, and get creative with your travel plans. The misconception that travel is expensive is exactly that, a misconception. And it's time to break free from those limiting beliefs and start exploring the world on our own terms. Accommodation is often one of the biggest expenses when it comes to traveling. But what if I told you that you can find amazing deals on hostels, guest houses, and even luxury hotels if you know where to look? Websites like Booking.com, Hostelworld, and Airbnb can be your best friends when it comes to finding affordable accommodations. And then there's the question of flights. I know what you're thinking, isn't flying always expensive? Not necessarily. If you're flexible with your travel dates, willing to take layovers, and book in advance, you can find some incredible deals on flights. When it comes to food, you don't have to eat at fancy restaurants to get a taste of the local cuisine. Street food, markets, and cooking classes can be an amazing way to experience new flavors without breaking the bank. And let's not forget about budget-friendly destinations like Southeast Asia, Central America, and Eastern Europe. They offer an incredible cultural experience at a fraction of the cost. Another way to save money while traveling is to travel slowly. Instead of rushing from one place to another, take your time and really get to know a destination. You'll not only save money on transportation, but you'll also have a more immersive experience. And then there's the power of community. Joining online travel groups, attending travel meetups, and connecting with fellow travelers can be an amazing way to get insider tips. Find travel buddies and learn from others' experiences. Remember, when I first started traveling on a budget, I was amazed at how far I could stretch my dollars. From staying in hostels to cooking my own meals, I was determined to make the most of my trip. And you know what? It was some of the most memorable experiences of my life. I'd like to share a story with you about a couple who traveled around the world for an entire year on a budget of just $10,000. They stayed in hostels, cooked their own meals, and took advantage of free walking tours in every city they visited. And you know what? They didn't sacrifice an ounce of fun or adventure along the way. This just goes to show that with a little bit of creativity, resourcefulness, and flexibility, anyone can have the trip of a lifetime without breaking the bank. So, what's the key takeaway from today's video? It's that adventure is possible for everyone. Regardless of budget, you don't have to be rich to travel the world. You just have to be willing to get creative, take calculated risks, and be open to new experiences. Thanks for joining me on this journey of exploring the world on a budget. Hope you've learned some valuable tips and tricks to help you plan your next adventure. And if you have any budget travel tips of your own, please share them with us in the comments below. Don't forget to check out our next video for more travel advice and inspiration. Happy travels!